If you are watching this video today, you have a special message from your guardian angels. It is a two-part message. This message is not accidental. You are here for a reason. Are you not longing for clarity? You may be wondering if someone up there is aware of your struggles. I want you to know right now that someone far more powerful than you can comprehend has already decided what to think of you. It's time to listen carefully, because something you've been hoping for, searching for, and longing to hear will become clear in unexpected ways. I have a really important item to tell you. Every tear you've shed, every hope you've clung to, and every silent cry you believe to be unheard has been seen, not just by any eyes, but by the one with absolute control over every second of your life. They were all observed. The fact is that, despite what you may not recognize, what you're going through at the moment, that difficult moment, that unclear place, is actually a part of a much larger plan. This wasn't an error. We haven't overlooked you. Your path is important. This is what I want you to know then. I am the person who has already made a decision regarding your destiny, and I am far greater than anyone you have ever met. I've seen you go through hardships, experience disappointment, and doubt your value, and I promise you that none of it was in vain. You were being shaped by every single second of it, getting ready for something bigger than you could have ever imagined in the future. You might feel like you're at a crossroads right now, with no obvious path or simple solution. However, I see farther ahead than you do, and the judgment that has been rendered concerning you is not predicated on your present uncertainties or your mistakes from the past. Based on what I know you are capable of becoming, I know exactly when the potential I've placed within of you will manifest. Take your time. Have faith in the procedure. I understand that it seems like a long time has passed since something changed. When will things finally turn around for me? Has been your question. I hear your heart and your desire, and I want you to know that all of your prayers, even the quiet ones you spoke when you weren't sure anyone was hearing them, have been answered. Yes, I have. I'm always listening, and I've already made up my mind about you. It hasn't ended. It's really just getting started. For you, I've already started actions that you aren't yet able to witness. You never know when doors will open where you least expect them to. Unexpected opportunities will present themselves. Where there doesn't seem to be a way, I've made one. You are getting ready. You are not stranded. Don't let the amount of time it takes deter you. You haven't wasted any time waiting. Every second is significant. I am aware of how difficult the losses, rejection, and sorrow you have gone through have been. I understand that you're questioning why things had to turn out the way they did. However, I need your faith. I need you to have faith that there's a bigger picture at work, something bigger than what you can now see. I see the entire voyage. You see only this instant. And I assure you that this choice I made is in your best interests. I am aware that there have been occasions when you've wondered if I was still with you, felt abandoned, or thought the world was going on without you. However, you have never, not even for a split second, been left behind. Even when you were unable to sense my presence, I was at your side the entire time. And I'm telling you right now that all of this has happened because I'm setting you up for something much bigger than where you've been. This is what I want you to know. Your value is independent of your successes and failures. It has nothing to do with who has turned their back on you or misinterpreted you. I am the source of your value, and I am error-free. I have a purpose for you that is independent of your situation or other people's perceptions of you. It is predicated on my identity and what I have implanted into you. I'll tell you something. Even if you might not feel qualified right now or that you lack the necessary skills, I don't call the qualified. I qualify the called. And it calls for you, my darling. You've been picked. Your life has already been decided in the heavenly realms, and it is a choice that will exalt my name and gladden your heart. Even after receiving this message, there will be times when fear tries to convince you that you're insufficient and that nothing will change and doubt returns. But you must remain solid for me. You must understand that I've already made up my mind about you and that nothing at all can reverse the course I've taken. Not your failures, not your anxieties, not even the seemingly insurmountable barriers. The last word goes to me. Even if you weren't aware of it, I've sent angels to guard and guide you. They have been defending you against threats you were unaware were headed your way by acting on your behalf. Even if you can't always see them, they are always there. You never walk alone because of my love and protection surrounding you. What then should you do next? You continue onward. You continue to have faith. You continue to think that decisions that affect your future will be made by people much more powerful than anything in this world. It's not up to you to figure everything out. That isn't what you do. It is your responsibility to remain dependable, obedient, and consistent. The rest is with me. Recall that the choice made regarding you is a good one. It is brimming with grace, kindness, and hope. I've already cleared the path and gone ahead of you. You are into my plan, not venturing into the unknown. It won't look exactly like you had hoped, but it will be much better than you could have ever imagined. I'm skilled at what I do. You have a lot more ahead of you than you do behind you. Release yourself from the past. Keep it from defining you. I have decided what I think of you, and it is based on who you are becoming rather than who you were in the past. And even the aspects of your life that you dislike and wish you could alter are helping me mold you into something truly lovely. They provide a beneficial purpose. Being the expert craftsman, I don't squander anything. There may be moments when you feel lost and like you're wandering. However, I need you to know that you will always be in my care. I always see you quite clearly. I am fully aware of your location and your intended route. Have faith that I have a clear plan for you, even in the times when you feel uncertain and the way ahead appears unclear. Despite the fact that it is not immediately visible to you, you are going in the direction of something larger. I'm telling you that the breakthrough you've been waiting for is on the horizon. I assure you that although it may not appear as you had anticipated, you will understand why events transpired as they did. Every obstacle in your path, delays, doors closed, and apparent failures was preparing you for something better. I'm not prone to errors. I have been preparing you for something all along, and when it comes to light, it will be beyond anything you could have imagined. You underestimate your proximity. It can feel the darkest right before dawn at times, and I'm aware that there are days when it is difficult to maintain trust and belief when it appears like nothing is changing. However, I need you to hang on for a little while longer. Hold on to it right now. In your advantage, the decision has already been decided. The moment when what you've been waiting for finally arrives, it will have been worth every tear, every prayer, and every minute of waiting. I've been getting you ready for this. Even if it doesn't feel like it, I've been preparing you in ways you're not even aware of. You are now stronger, smarter, and more empathetic as a result of your struggles. It's a good thing that you're not the same person you were before. You've expanded and matured, and now you're prepared to take on the role I've been laying out for you the entire time. You will begin to witness the results of all the seeds you have been sowing during this next season of satisfaction. Furthermore, I want you to realize that you don't need to aim for the future. It is not necessary for you to push it or make it happen on your own. The hard work is already behind me. All you have to do is trust that I am taking you exactly where you need to go. Walk by faith and obey the little nudges I give you along the way. Even when it doesn't feel like it, I'm directing you. It's not your responsibility to figure everything out. That's what I do. I've always known what my role in your life would be. I have a nice and hopeful plan for you that I have had from the day you were born. Furthermore, nothing that has occurred to you or anything you have done can change that plan. It remains in position. You remain on course. I see the big picture, even though it doesn't always feel like it, and I can assure you that you are right where you should be. Thus, I want you to keep this in mind whenever uncertainty or fear tries to get a hold on you. The choice has already been made. I have your future well taken care of. I've gone ahead of you and paved the way, so you don't need to be terrified of what is ahead. Nothing can halt what I've set in motion for you. Nothing, not even an enemy or a circumstance, can stop you from entering something wonderful and divinely appointed. Please God, I am grateful that you brought us to this month. I beg you to protect our loved ones and family safe this month. Keep vigil over us and envelop us in your heavenly shield. Grant us health, prosperity, and fortitude. Empty our hearts of any concern, anxiety, tension, or uncertainty. Please assist us to put all of our faith in you and not rely on our own understanding when things get tough. We are grateful that you heard our prayer and answered it, Lord. I ask in the name of Jesus, amen. If you love God, live your life giving beautiful energy to your outer world. Our second message is coming next, so if you are ready, take a deep breath and let's move on to our message. God and the angels have a unique second message for you. Don't ignore it. In the last 30 seconds, God is ready to solve all your problems. Discover the solutions you are looking for. Stay till the end for insights from the divine. My dear child, I now address you with infinite love and knowledge. Pay special attention to what these words say, because they hold a great truth that, when applied to your life, can change it forever. It is true that the creators of your world are your thoughts. You set the parameters of your life with every belief you hold, every attitude you develop, and every perspective you adopt. Your mind is strong and lovely. It's a mirror of my own heavenly intelligence. You now possess the ability to reason, imagine, and make decisions because of me. The way you make use of these gifts will greatly influence the kind and course of your life's journey. Build sensibly, my darling. Develop constructive beliefs and an optimistic outlook, as these are the real cornerstones of a successful and happy life. Never forget that I created you in my image, fearfully and wonderfully. Nothing can take away from your innate worth and enormous potential. A world of possibilities becomes available to you when your ideas are in line with this essential reality. Limiting ideas and negative self-talk are not from me. Rather, they are lies that prevent you from realizing your full potential. Develop the habit of focusing your thoughts on what is admirable, moral, and good. Transform your inner space with my grace, love, and loyalty. Day and night, reflect on my words and allow their timeless wisdom to reshape your viewpoint. Your life will change and your mind will be rejuvenated if you practice this on a regular basis. Recognize that your mental processes generate new neural connections in your brain, my dear. Particular thought patterns get stronger and more automatic the more you think about them. That's why it's so important to choose carefully what you let your mind dwell on. Deliberately thinking positively can literally rewire your brain. If difficulties come up, as they always will because life is full of hardships, fight the urge to descend into negativity. Rather, see challenges as chances for development and improvement. Have faith in my omnipotent plan, understanding that all I do is for the benefit of my loved ones. This positive mindset will give you the strength to endure and succeed. Make it a regular habit to cultivate thankfulness. Even in the most dire circumstances, there is always something to be grateful for. You draw greater joy and abundance into your life when you choose to concentrate on your blessings rather than your problems. Your viewpoint is changed by gratitude from what is lacking to what is present, and from what is wrong to what is right. It is a potent remedy for dissatisfaction and a spur for progress. Pay attention to the people you surround yourself with and the influences you let into your life. Be in the company of positive, inspiring people that push you to go higher and dream larger. Reducing your exposure to negativity from other sources, the media, and other people is a good idea. Your thoughts are gardens. Take good care of it, sowing the seeds of love, hope, and faith, and pulling out the ones of doubt, fear, and resentment. Accept the influence of uplifting statements that are based on my reality. Speak life over your situation and yourself. Make my promises known regarding your future. You work with me to carry out my excellent plans for you when you line your words with mine. Recall that the power of the tongue determines both life and death. Don't use yours to destroy, but to strengthen, beginning with the words you tell yourself. Adopt a growth mentality and recognize that intelligence and skill can be acquired with commitment and hard work. Take on obstacles head-on and use them as a chance to grow and learn. See failures as insightful insights rather than as definitive judgments. Every challenge you conquer makes you stronger and more resilient. Develop self-awareness and mindfulness. Observe your mental habits without passing judgment. When you see yourself thinking negatively or in a pessimistic manner, gradually shift your attention to more positive thoughts. You'll eventually realize that this practice comes easily to you and that you are drawn to positive. By selecting the Thanks button, you can show your support for our ministry and help us to continue spreading 𝐵. Imagine the life you wish to lead, not only in terms of your desired outcomes on the outside, but also in terms of the person you wish to become. Observe yourself developing in terms of religion, character, and love for others. Imagine yourself living out my plan for your life with assurance. These images in your head have the ability to influence your reality when paired with faith and action. Keep in mind that your thoughts affect your feelings, which then determine what you do. Joy, calm, and enthusiasm are just a few of the pleasant emotions you may develop by thinking positively. These feelings then spur you on to constructive deeds, starting a positive feedback loop that leads to development and fulfillment. Keep your thoughts and emotions safe from comparison. You are special because I made you with a purpose that only you can achieve. You will only become dissatisfied and lose the delight of being the person I created when you compare yourself to other people. Rather than concentrating on the journey of another person, set your sights on being the best version of yourself and gauge your success against your own capabilities. Adopt an attitude of astonishment and curiosity. See the world as a kid would, awestruck by the intricacy and beauty of my creation. This way of looking at things encourages creativity, receptivity to new concepts, and amazement, all of which enhance everyday life. It also keeps you in check by serving as a constant reminder of how much more there is to discover and understand. Develop compassion and empathy in your thoughts. Even when someone else has an opinion that is different from your own, try to comprehend it. Your ability to love and connect is enhanced as well as your intellect is expanded by doing this. Never forget that every individual you come into contact with is a loving creation of mine deserving of respect and dignity. Learn to forgive yourself and other people. Resentment and grudges are nothing more than mental toxins that impede your progress. To be forgiven is to release oneself from the weight of animosity, not to approve of wrongdoing. Give others the same grace that I have shown you. Accept the power of yet. Add yet at the end of your statements when you are confronted with an unmet goal or a talent. I'm not good at this yet. I haven't succeeded yet. These two straightforward statements create opportunities and reaffirm that you can advance and get better with work and persistence. Become solution-focused in your thinking. Teach your mind to look for solutions right away, rather than wallowing in issues. Instead of feeling helpless against circumstances, this proactive attitude gives you the capacity to take charge of your circumstances. Recall that everything is possible with me. Engage in cognitive reframing. When something bad happens, push yourself to look for the good or the lesson. This is about choosing to concentrate on the lessons that may be drawn from any event, no matter how challenging. It is not about rejecting reality or stifling true feelings. Develop a purpose that is greater than you. You get inspiration and fulfillment when your thoughts are in line with the goals of my kingdom. Try to use your special abilities and gifts to be a benefit to others, and try to have a positive influence on their life. This external focus keeps you from being too absorbed in yourself and provides your everyday actions more purpose. Accept the habit of mentally rehearsing. Before significant occasions or difficult circumstances, picture yourself succeeding. Consider in great detail how you'll respond to different situations, always envisioning a successful result. This mental preparation boosts your chances of achievement and instills confidence. Make it a habit to talk to yourself positively. Be the strongest advocate for yourself. Encourage yourself in the same manner that you would a close friend. No matter how little your progress is, acknowledge it. When you make mistakes, talk to yourself with empathy and kindness, emphasizing growth and learning above self-criticism. Develop a humble mindset. Although confidence is crucial, it's also necessary to acknowledge that you don't know everything. Remain receptive to fresh insights and knowledge. When strong evidence is offered, be open to changing your mind. Your worldview continues to broaden, and your mind stays sharp thanks to this mental flexibility. If you sense that God's presence is needed, please feel free to share this video with up to 3 individuals. Allow them to experience our Heavenly Father's beautiful light. Develop your ability to reframe stress. Consider stress as your body's way of getting ready for a task rather than something bad. This mental adjustment can really alter your body's reaction to stress, increasing your chances of performing well under duress. Establish a growth-oriented mindset when it comes to failure. Rather than being afraid of failing, accept it as an essential step in the learning process. Every setback has a lesson to teach you, and if you tackle it the correct way, it can help you go forward. Recall that a lot of the greatest achievements in history began as failures. Develop awe and amazement at the size of the cosmos and the complexity of life. By placing your everyday worries in the right perspective, this cosmic viewpoint can help you feel less stressed, more at peace, and more connected to something bigger than yourself. Practice drawing contrasts in your mind. While you visualize your objectives and the desired results, be realistic about the challenges you may encounter. This well-rounded approach aids in the development of practical solutions for obstacles you face while preserving your motivation. Accept the idea of neuroplasticity, the brain's lifetime capacity to create new neural connections. The notion that you're never too old to learn, develop, or change is strengthened by this realization. Because your brain is always changing according to your experiences and thought patterns, you have the ability to actively direct how your brain develops. Instead of having a scarcity attitude, cultivate an abundance mindset. Have faith in my ability to provide and trust that there are enough opportunities, resources, and benefits for everyone. This way of looking at things encourages cooperation, kindness, and innovation instead of fear and rivalry. Develop the capacity to notice your ideas without becoming sucked into them by practicing cognitive diffusion. Understand that your thoughts are mental happenings that you can choose to act upon. They are not facts. Interact or let it go. Having this talent will help you stay out of negative thought cycles. Establish a positive relationship with ambiguity. While it's normal to want stability and predictability, develop the skill to be at ease in the face of uncertainty. Even when you are unable to see everything, have faith in my supreme control. Resilience and adaptability in the face of life's unavoidable changes are fostered by this approach. Develop an idea that is ageless in your mind. Practice living in the present moment to the fullest, even if it's necessary to make plans for the future and learn from the past. By practicing mindfulness, you can feel less anxious and be more joyful and involved in day-to-day activities. Accept the influence of inquiries. Develop an inquiring mind that looks for more information rather than taking things at face value. Ask how and why often. Your knowledge will grow as a result of your curiosity, which also inspires creative problem solving. Develop your cognitive flexibility, or the capacity to change your way of thinking when faced with novel circumstances or knowledge. You can solve difficulties creatively and traverse complicated situations more skillfully thanks to your mental agility. Build a positive rapport with your inner critic. Rather than attempting to totally quiet this voice, learn to reshape it into a knowledgeable, understanding guide. Instead of using it as an excuse to be harsh with yourself, let it spur you on to development and betterment. Make your life story coherent by nurturing it. Examine how your current situation, prior experiences, and goals for the future all fit together to create a meaningful narrative. This viewpoint supports you in maintaining hope and finding meaning in adversity. Take up time travel in your head. Imagine yourself in a future where you've accomplished your objectives and have all the attributes you want. Your current actions can be guided and motivated by this visualization. Accept the notion of eudaimonia, which holds that leading a life filled with virtue and purpose as opposed to merely pursuing pleasure is the path to true happiness. Orient your ideas and objectives toward your core beliefs and sense of purpose. Develop a playful and jovial mindset in your thoughts. Don't be too hard on yourself. Acknowledge your errors with humor and discover the absurdities in life. Playfulness lowers stress and encourages resilience and creativity. Click the Join button, my kid, to become a valued member of our community. Gain a sophisticated comprehension of emotions. Realize that every feeling has a purpose and can teach you important things, even the difficult ones. Recognize how to sit with uncomfortable emotions without letting them control you. Instead of letting them dictate how you behave, learn to use them as guidance. Engage in cognitive reappraisal, the capacity to alter one's perspective of a situation in order to alter one's emotional response to it. This ability is essential for controlling emotions and keeping a positive attitude in the face of difficulties. Develop an agency complex in your mind. Determine those aspects of your life you can control, then direct your energies there. Instead of feeling powerless in the face of events, this gives you the ability to take action. Accept the idea of anti-fragility, which is the capacity to not only tolerate turmoil and stress, but to really thrive on it. See obstacles as chances to strengthen your fortitude and aptitude. Work on your mental subtraction. Every now and then, try to picture your life without the gifts you have right now. By practicing appreciation for what you have instead of dwelling on what you lack all the time, you will become more grateful. Develop a long-term outlook in your mind. Even though it's critical to handle pressing issues, you should also think about how your decisions and actions will affect things down the road. This wider perspective aids in decision-making that is consistent with your values and long-term objectives. Make it a habit to think critically. Make it a habit to reflect on your experiences, draw conclusions, and think through how you might use those realizations in new circumstances. This discipline hastens wisdom and personal development. Accept the influence of paradox on your reasoning. Recognize that truth frequently resides in the balance between extremes and learn to hold seemingly opposing concepts in tension. This nuanced approach promotes better problem solving and deeper comprehension. Engage in cognitive restructuring by recognizing and questioning faulty thought patterns that underlie unfavorable feelings or actions. Swap out these illusions for more realistic, balanced ideas that support your objectives and general well-being. Develop an attitude of reverence in your mind. Have a respectful and inquisitive attitude toward life, information, and the environment you inhabit. This kind of thinking encourages modesty, lifelong learning, and a profound appreciation for life's intricacy and beauty. So, my little child, go forth and have wonderful thoughts. With me, everything is possible. Therefore, have great goals and have faith in the impossibly possible. Imagine your thoughts as a garden where love, hope, and faith grow and produce fruit that will last a lifetime. For God to help you, please write Amen in the comments section. Subscribe to the channel and don't forget to forward this message to your friends whom you want to be in the presence of God and under the protection of angels.